Hello, my name is Sean McCollum, and I'd like to show you an RSS Reader project that I've been working on. Here's a little information about me. This is the feed reader. At the top I have an info bar that pulls in data from the internet. This one's dig stories that are being shown. Eventually it'll switch to, I think, another set of dig stories, and oh, right there, Twitter trends that are off of Twitter, to be able to look and see what's going on. The original purpose of the feed reader was more or less a toy. It still is a toy project that I've been working on. And originally it started off with a feed list and just the latest few. But eventually I got to the point where I was looking at articles, similar articles across different feeds. I'm sure you've had this problem before. If you're a feed reader, using a feed reader, and you get an iPhone article from different feeds as you go through them. And I wanted to do something to bring those all together, so I started off with a tag cloud. So I set this up. I pulled in a tag cloud so that I could pull in iPhone, let's say, and a number of different articles across all the feeds that I have that are tagged with iPhone. And the tags I'm grabbing are just from the feeds themselves. If you've ever run a blog in WordPress and that, you can tag different your article or your posts with different categories, and that's what I'm using to generate this tag cloud. But some of the tags are pretty generic and aren't really that useful when you're looking at stuff. So I've also built in the ability to ignore certain tags, so I can pull this news out since it's kind of generic. There's a TechCrunch one here that I can pull out. By setting them to set them to ignore. And another feature is that, because to make this work for me, I can put in different things that are important. So in this case, iPhone is the most important. Facebook is showing up there, but let's say I'm really interested in Facebook stuff because I'm running an all Facebook blog. So I put in weight of Facebook. I'll throw it up to like 7, which is a little crazy. Usually it's 1 through 5, but just to show what's going on. There's Facebook showing up as being bigger than Facebook now, so it has more weight. As you can see, 1528 to 940. And then it's just as easy to switch it back. One of the things these little admin tools that I've got here is because I hate building admin tools for applications, so I try to incorporate them into the application itself so that they're not in the way, or you don't have to go to somewhere else to do something. You can do it right there and see what the changes are. Going through also across most of the stuff, I have different sorting that you can do: sort by date, sort by weight, because each article is weighted based on the feed. Can have a weight, the tag itself can have a weight. There's things I pull in called, I use a term buzz, that reads the tags that are coming in from the last 2 hours and gives it kind of like a buzz rating to bring those up. And that's what these recent tags are. They're from the last 2 hours. So through all that, I get a different weight for each of the articles, each of the things that are being shown. So I can kind of bring up, bubble up to the information that you want to view. As with over here, the next area I have is bundles, which are more or less like folders that you have in Google Reader or any other feed reader. But in mine, I can also add tags to the bundle so that it shows information from particular feeds, as well as things that may be assigned. So you could have like a bundle that's Apple, have a bunch of Apple Mac feeds that are showing up, and then a couple buzzwords that are Apple related, like Apple or iPhone, and that'll pull from all the feeds and bring them all into one little bundle of information. Like in this case here, this Buzz bundle that I have set up has just tags assigned to it because it pulls across all the feeds, anything tagged with rumor, launch, leak. And it's not just that it's actually tagged with it, it also could be showing up in the title. So in this one, launch is showing up. So that's why this is showing there. And because some of these bundles tend to get big, like this news feeds, I can pull up a tag view of the news feeds. So I can say, okay, well, this newsfeed bundle, show me all the Android articles. And what it'll do is it'll bring back the Android articles. Let's see, going through everything, I think I've got everything from bundles. Oh, there's a couple things like your standard mark all posts as read and hide message descriptions. The next thing I have is I've been working with pulling in Twitter information in. I personally don't use a feed reader to read Twitter information. I just go to Twitter website to look at that. But here I've got a few Twitter feeds that I pulled in to show. And I also have, based on in this reader, every feed can have a different style in which their articles are shown, and it's easy to show it here. I've got the Lewis Gray feed has got a style of tweets. This flowing data has a style of being terse, because I just picked that one at random, but you can set up, different feeds. You don't really want to see all the information. Some of them you really want to see everything, and then in some of them they're more or less alerts just to let you know what's going on. And that's what this one is from the White House. It just lets me know that something new is out there for the White House on this page. And each feed can have their own. And looking at the different feeds, this feed list is pretty, well, this one's pretty generic. It's pretty ugly, really, but I don't usually go into the feed list very often because the tags and bundles usually help me go through all the information that I need. And with each feed, you click on the little icon and it gives you a bunch of different information. I can ignore a feed specifically so it keep it out of the tag cloud. I can change the style, I can change the weight, and then I have this thing called fading, which fading, what it does is the script that syncs up with Google Reader. If there's articles older than 10 days, then it automatically sets them as read in both this application and in Google Reader, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. It keeps the number of articles going down. Also, if I'm pulling in a shared list, let's say Lewis's shared list here, where this Jungle G feed, I don't actually read that one, but it's showing up in Lewis's shared feed. I track the sources of everything. So here I've got Jungle G. I can visit the source, or I can actually subscribe to the source right from this interface without having to actually go to it. I just subscribe to it pretty easy. Let's see, going down, let's look at the individual articles themselves. Oh, and then each feed, of course, it has a tag view that I can also look at. And I can also set it as view the weight or versus the date. But in each individual article, I have this right here. This button marks it as read, as you saw in the little alternate tag. I also have a review ability, so I can set these different things up as different buckets of review. And I've set up a few examples here, tips and tricks and casual. So let's just put this one in casual, just to get it out of the way. And we can go down to this review collection, which shows this is the one I reviewed. But if I click on here, the different buckets, I only get the ones that I've actually put in those buckets. Let's see, there's a bunch of different things where favorites, likes, and sharing, those are functions of Google Reader that you can use from here. And a bunch of different share options. I can share out to Facebook, I can share out to Delicious, email it, or Google Reader with a note attached. And I can also see the tags that are associated with a particular post. Normally, I don't really care. That's why I don't have it in showing up by default. But sometimes, you get to the point where you want to see, well, why is it tagged with this? Like, what's this tagged with? And then I can click on that, go right to the tag view for the mobile, and get all the all the articles that are tagged with mobile. Let's see. We've got latest view. We've got oldest view. We got by weight. As I said earlier, the different weights, likes, and one that I actually use a lot is the recently read. No matter what the feed style is, it always comes back as being terse. But I have here the ability to kind of say, okay, what did I just recently read, just in case I set it as read, or if I want to come back to it, I can get to the recently read stuff. Let's see. The favorites, actually that's not working right now. I haven't finished that. I haven't really come up with a good idea to organize favorites, so I haven't done that yet. And let's see, I can go to blogging from here. And, let's go back to the tech name view. Now that I have I got rid of some of the extra stuff. If I go back to the tech name, it seems to make more sense as to what's going on. So you've got these timings. I've got a bunch of different things coming through from like Hacker News and VentureBeat. They're all similar, related. And as the time goes on, as you use it, it becomes more and more relatable to what you're doing. And let's see, I think I've covered everything. And I think that's it. I'm going to post this to punchingsoup.com, and if you have any questions, you can email me again at Sean@punchingsoup.com, and thank you for your time.